Hello, and welcome to Fix My Fees podcast, where we help companies save 20 to 45% on their merchant services. But it's such a boring industry that we invite interesting people on and talk about their services. I'm your host, Tavius Washington, and with me today, we have Bodhi Gallo, and he is the Chief Revenue Officer and co-founder of Striker Digital. How you doing today, man?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on.
And did I pronounce your name right? I want to make sure everyone else knows.
Yes, sir. You're good. You pronounced it right. I've been used to that my whole life, dude.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, with my name being Tavius, people add random R's. I become Travius, Travarius. So I try to get his name right.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So tell us a little bit about that. How did you even, come to be a part of Striker? Have you always been in it? Did you stumble into it? What happened?
Kind of stumbled into it. Kind of a long story. I've been in marketing services for about 8 years. Started in corporate America. Worked for 2 companies where I was doing local marketing for stuff like Kroger, Firehouse Subs, Benjamin Moore, the paint stores. Left those companies to actually buy a dumpster business because I realized I can't make much money in marketing, so I might as well build a business that needs marketing. Bought a dumpster rental company with no website, no SEO, absolutely nothing on it. Took that business from $180K a year to $750K a year. During that time, I realized wow, I could really do marketing for other businesses. So I started doing marketing for other dumpster businesses, other roofing companies, bathroom remodelers, HVAC companies, plumbing companies, local SEO, Google ads, building websites. And then it got bigger. That online business got bigger than my dumpster business. I decided to sell the dumpster business to go all in on the marketing business. During the time of growing the dumpster business, though, that I left out, I started a Twitter account when it was called Twitter, called I Rent Dumpsters. I'm the dumpster rental guy, and that account blew up. I have about 20,000 followers today, and I was just getting a ton of leads from home service business owners by just posting about my journey online.
Nice. Do you have a knack for do you actually love copywriting?
I love marketing. Yeah, I love copywriting. I love marketing. That was my knack. The reason why I bought the dumpster business was to do marketing for that business and scale it. And it just turned into wow. In the dumpster business, you do a lot of B2B business. A lot of work with roofers, bathroom remodelers. They need leads just like you need leads. And the more leads they got, the more dumpsters we sold. And then it just spiraled into this ginormous agency that I'm at today.
Yeah. And what's the part that you love the most about your agency?
Communicating with people all around the country. I can go to Raleigh, North Carolina. I can go to Atlanta. I can go to Dallas, Texas. I can go to Denver. Anywhere in the country, pretty much. It's a tier 2, tier 1, even tier 4 cities. I know someone there or have a client there that I can meet up with. I'm going skiing I'm going to Salt Lake City the end of this month. And there's 7 clients I'm going to go see there that we've been working with for years. So
that's cool.
Anywhere I go, there's someone I know, which is pretty cool. It's cool and it's not cool. Sometimes it's oh God, I got to see this guy. But otherwise it's pretty cool.
That makes sense. It's people know you're in the area. Hey, that's the difference between when you reach out to people and then people maybe see you post on social media. Hey,
they see me post on social media and they're hey, I'm in this area. I'm okay, let's meet up.
If I have time in my calendar.
Yeah, literally.
And where has Striker Media gone from when you started to build it to where it is now?
So our first year in business, the way we grew the business was strictly off Facebook groups and cold messaging people. We did about $5K in revenue our first year. Our second year is when my Twitter brand really started popping off. We did $3 million that year. So we grew a ton. And then last year we did about 8.7 million. And that was just from a mixture of Twitter, Facebook, and referrals. And this year we're probably on the $13 to $14 million run rate, give or take. Just from growing the personal brand, posting on Twitter, YouTube, being everywhere pretty much.
So what was your day because that is very, that's cool because a lot of people, they're in the early stages and they're I don't know what I should do. Maybe I don't have money for ads. Maybe I don't. And you started with it. So what is your modes of, what's the word I'm looking for? Your modes of marketing that you used in the beginning. What advice would you give to someone who's starting out to go from, doing the DMs and the more organic side of it?
Work for free. What I would tell people is what everyone says that no one ever wants to do. Work for free is what I would do. Work for free. If your friend or your cousin, or someone in your family friend has a bathroom remodeling business, ask them, hey, can I do marketing for you for free to get a case study Once you get that one case study, you can show other people that case study, maybe take 2 or 3 people for free, because at the end of the day, when it comes to business and marketing, your best form of marketing is word of mouth. So if one person hears you do a great job, they tell their friends about you that are also in the industry, an adjacent industry, then they tell their friends about you. And I get like 7 or 8 referrals a week, people texting me like, hey, I need this. Someone told me to give me your number at this point. So it's just like a referral engine if you do good work. If you do bad work, you don't get referrals. You do good work, people will always refer you.
Got it. Do some free work to get the case studies, right? So don't do it just for free, although there's good experience, but do it in return for a testimony or a case study, then leverage that to get your next few clients. And then from there you can start to invest in ads.
For me, I had a case study on my own business. So for me, our selling point was like, our unique proposition was like, hey, I did this for my business and I did this for my customers who do business with me already. Now let me do this for you.
Got it. So what does your day-to-day look like inside of a business right now?
It's way different than it was like a year ago. At this point, my day-to-day is I manage 3 of my sales reps and I create a ton of content. So I'm either on Twitter all day creating content, on Instagram creating reels, or I'm managing my sales reps. Because if I don't make content, my sales reps aren't busy and they don't make money. And then our back end team doesn't make money. No one makes money. So pretty much making content, trying to book as many sales calls as possible so the engine just keeps running.
When it comes to content, what is it that a lot of people in the industry tend to miss or not understand? Because it does feel like content is something that's always talked about, but so very rarely done.
Ever hear of Gary Vee?
Gary Vee, yeah.
Been following him since I was 19. So like 7 or 8 years I've been following him now, give or take. There's a book he wrote in 2012 called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. So for me, content is like value, punch. It's like boxing, It's like value as in, hey, this is how you set up your Google business profile. Hey, this is how you build a landing page on your website to optimize for SEO. And then you slam people with a case study where it's like, we landed this client $380,000 revenue in only 3 months, and then show like a case study or testimonial of him making $380,000 in revenue or telling us that. So value, hook is how I look at it. Hook as in buy.
On the spot. I'm put you on the spot real quick. And I know we haven't talked about this. Let's say a company like ours, right? We haven't talked about our company. A company like ours, merchant services, very, very boring, very, very linear, right? That nobody can even buy anything from us. What would you recommend if somebody was even starting something like that, where it's like, oh, we save people money, or we can't really charge people anything. They just have to switch their services. What kind of marketing channel would you recommend for someone like that?
2 would be, one would be Twitter. You could do extremely well on, because people hate Stripe. People hate things like Stripe. Their accounts are always getting locked or whatnot. You'll literally go on Twitter. If you type in Stripe into the search bar, you'll have people shitting on Stripe all day. Pardon my language. So building a personal brand on Twitter and LinkedIn are 2 places where, like, if you talk about the pain points of your customers and write content about that, it'll actually show up to new potential customers. So if you have, let's say, 100 customers, you talk to them every single once a month, and they tell you their pain points, or 100 sales calls every month, and you hear their pain points, you then throw that into something like Claude, and you say, hey, Claude, take these 100 sales calls, these transcripts, create tweets for me talking to my ICP, my target audience, and then start tweeting like that. And then the minute one of those tweets go viral, let's say, and viral for your business would be like 5 to 10K impressions, then you take that viral in like tweet, or that viral LinkedIn, or that viral Facebook post, whatever it is, you take that, you run ads behind it. Because if the algorithm organically thinks it's good, the paid algorithm is going to like it even more.
See, dropping gems already.
That's some real sauce for you right there.
It is. I appreciate you. I would just, I haven't done that before. I just wanted to see how you were.
I love that.
You were already off the top of your head kind of going, and I like that. And then you mentioned AI, and I was hesitant, and then I jumped all in, and then I went from ChatGPT to Claude, and I see a massive difference. But are you utilizing AI a lot outside of things like that when it comes to like thinking,
something that's interesting? The reason why we grew so quickly and we're an extremely profitable company is because of AI. We started this company, and a week later, ChatGPT came out. So we've been dialing in AI forever, man, since the week it came out. The day it came out, I remember I was writing with AI on Google business profiles, like the craziest stuff. But yeah, a lot of our back-end systems are all AI. We actually built a custom dashboard where I was telling you about like client calls earlier. We have about 600 active clients, give or take. We have the first month, we have 3 calls with them, and then we have calls with them month to month. we record all of those calls. So at the end of every week, we actually know who's going to churn and who's happy. And if someone has a high likelihood of like canceling services, we actually get a notification with AI because of that. And then we could go to them and be like, hey, you want a discount? Or hey, we'll give you a bonus this month. We'll give you this many more pages, this many more backlinks, this many more whatever service we're delivering them, which is priceless, dude.
That is,
Priceless.
man, retention is key, right? Because
Retention's key for the agency and any business.
You know what I mean? Because on top of that, the longer you keep them, the better service that you're providing for them, which means you're getting results, which means your LTV goes up. So if someone's in their early stages, like that 1 to 5 clients, right? They're still building up, they got the proof of concept, at least from the free and getting their first couple of clients. What would be like something small that they could start to implement AI if they're like, I don't know if I should do it. I'm afraid it's going to stop my momentum. What's like some small tidbits that they can use AI to leverage their business and growth?
Just answering questions, if you're the 1 to 5 range, it's like if a customer gives you a hard question, you can talk to AI about it to answer them properly. In the 1 to 5 range, you're usually dealing with the lower market guys who are the worst. Like people doing 2K or yes a year are the worst business owners you could possibly deal with in something like this. Actually, the Twitter CEO, Travis Kalanick, made a tweet the other day. Like, if you can make it in B2B services in the SMB space, like you can do anything. Cause you're dealing with tough individuals, and pretty much communication would be the best thing with AI at that point. Just communication, automating communication, as in like having a Slack channel, sending a message every other day. Hey, Tavius, how's it going? Anything you need from me? How's leads been? Every other day. And just at the beginning of any business agency wise, where it's B2B, customer focused, communication is the most important thing for success.
So that way they feel like they always have constant communication with your team, always in focus, and nobody ever goes 2-3 months and then come to find out this person's angry and they're like, what happened?
Yeah.
This
That's how you get in trouble.
2-3 months ago and it never got fixed. And it's like, I didn't know type of thing. That is cool. So is there anything as far as the market that you feel like people either misunderstand or overutilize as far as digital marketing?
Yeah, what people don't realize is like sometimes digital marketing is so saturated in your business where it's not about the customer you acquire you might break even on the customer you acquire, but it's about getting as many customers on the back end from that customer you paid to get. So if you pay $250 to acquire a house cleaning company, a house cleaning, like someone's house, if you pay $250, you clean their house every single month for $250, you'll break even the first 2 months, but then you get that recurring revenue on the back end. Or then they tell their sister about you, your cousin, whatever it is, where that $250 CAC, it's called, cost of acquiring, will only get lower if you do a good job. If you do a bad job, that's a waste of money. You have an ops problem. But what people don't realize with digital marketing, it's like, it doesn't matter about the front end. You can break even on the front end to acquire. It's about what happens on the back end when acquiring that customer.
Yeah, being able to take that into referrals, or even if you break even, like you said, if you break even on the first 2 months, but your average client stays with you for 18 months, sometimes you can even go in the negative, right, to acquire that customer because your average LTV will take care of itself in that long term. And that definitely makes sense. And so as far as like the marketing channels, we do have like SEO, and then we have Facebook, and then we have LinkedIn, and then you have so many people that are maneuvering in so many avenues. Like what is your, I guess, philosophy when it comes around to these different marketing channels and ways to leverage them?
Depends what type of business you own, but you have to be everywhere at the end of the day. Like for me, my biggest channel is Twitter, but we also get a ton of business from referrals from YouTube and from Facebook ads. If I only got business from Twitter and that's all I focused on, we would never be able to grow to a certain point because there's only so many people. Your TAM is your total addressable market is only so big in just being in one place. So you kind of just have to be everywhere, whether it's being on Twitter, being on LinkedIn, being on Facebook, being on YouTube. You have to be everywhere if you want to grow a big business. Obviously, put a lot of effort into your number one marketing channel, but you cannot sleep on other channels because one algorithm change could lose you a ton of business.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing that, right? They've made so much money on Facebook, and then Facebook goes, you know what? I don't really like this market anymore, so we're just going to drop that.
It just happened to SEO. I mean, we were talking about it the other day, like companies like Investopedia was a big one. Who's the other one? There's all these finance blogs, and these finance blogs, it all gets answered by AI now. So like national SEO is dead on that level. because there's something called affiliate marketing. Remember back in the day where it's like, I want the best creatine supplement. And there'd be like, you land on a blog and there was like 20 creatine supplements. And if you press buy now on one of them, the owner of that website actually got an affiliate link and made money from that. And that type of marketing is dead. That type of SEO is dead now because of AI is answering those questions. The thing about local though is like local SEO has a ton of stuff that goes on about reviews on your business, Google Maps, and even ChatGPT and AI. So for someone like my business, AI's never been better because we're now able to manipulate the ChatGPT or AI algorithms on top of Google Maps. So our customer actually, we're doing we're doing SEO in two different places right now. We're doing SEO on Google Maps and AI SEO because they both feed to each other.
The SEO and AEO, right?
Yeah. It's all the same. It's the same practices, a little bit
Right.
different, but same best practices.
Right. But you're basically training up these different AIs to recommend you or talk about what that business in particular is doing. Do you have an example of, maybe a client of yours that wouldn't have worked necessarily in a larger scale, but that local SEO kind of worked in their favor so people can see that it does work?
Yeah. So we have a client that's in West Virginia, and they're in Huntington, West Virginia, and they rank for plumber, HVAC, and AC repair near me on ChatGPT and on Google Maps. And they spent about 30 grand with us last year and returned like a couple million from just investing in SEO. They actually bought out, they were stuck in a long-term contract. Our company does not do any long-term contracts. It's literally month to month, pay for results. And they bought out a contract to work with us. And we've been working together for about a year now, give or take, about 15 months. And he's gotten a huge ROI where anytime he calls me, like, he's like, what else can we do? I want to spend more money with you guys because the ROI is there. He's in Huntington, Virginia. He's been a great client of mine, my friend JT. He's honestly a friend now, but I have so many clients now. I probably have about like 600 clients that it's tough to say. There's so many like examples of this, He's just one off the top of my head right now.
That's 30,000 for the year or 30,000 per month for the year?
30,000 for the year.
That's crazy because, even in this industry, 30,000 a month, right? 360,000 to make 2 million would be that'd be great, right? A lot of people would absolutely do that, right? So to do that,
you'd be surprised though. You'd think that, but people don't think that way sometimes, And like,
really?
We just went to an Alex, who Alex Hormozy is?
Oh, I love Alex.
Me too. So go to his workshop if you can. It's fantastic. Best workshop. I've been to a ton of business crap. Best workshop I've ever been to, but we thought our constraint in our business was sales, which it isn't. It definitely isn't. Our constraint in our business is acquiring the right customer. So it technically is sales. We thought it was churn. Sorry. So we thought our biggest issue in growing our business was churn because our churn rate's like 7%. It's actually acquiring the wrong customer. So customers who stay with us that are doing 2 million plus a year, their LTV on our business is about 19 months. If they're doing under $1 million a year, the LTV is only 9 months. So it's a big difference in the business owner that we're targeting.
So with changing that, does that, I guess it plays devil. Does it decrease how many you take on, but increase how many you keep long term? And that
exactly
worth it?
Yep. Exactly. So
I know some people would be like, you know what? As long as the money churns, I'm cool with it, right? Hey, if my LTV is, 5,000 and I pay 2,000, I don't care if they churn exactly at the 5,000. Yep. Others are like, I want to keep my ones as long as possible. You haven't felt the change, or did you feel it for the better when it comes to
We felt it for the better because those guys that are under $1 million are just like cancers to your organization. Only one of those guys, the issue is you spend time on one of those guys crashing out every day, where the other 50 guys who are extremely happy lose focus. You lose focus on them because you're dealing with this one brokey business owner, as well call him. And that's the biggest change is like we have a better product for higher end guys who have a longer LTV if we just focus on those guys. It's less headaches.
Right.
Because at this point of our business,
like they need more, or they feel like
they need more. The guys with lower revenue need more attention. They need way more attention. When the guys with higher revenue, they need less attention. They trust you and they let you do your job.
It's probably because when they're spending their money, they feel like every cent and penny counts. They're overthinking it because they broke their business over 3 years, but want you to fix it in 3 days.
Exactly. Exactly, dude. Exactly. And like what I was saying earlier, you need to be everywhere. My one marketing channel that I do for your business is not going to save your business. because you're only focusing on that one channel.
Do you help them create that omnipresence?
You need to be everywhere. Not really. We're not like a kitchen sink agency. The three things we do best is website design, Google ads, and local SEO. If someone wants something like cold email, if they want Facebook ads, I just refer them out to my friends.
Got it. Okay. And I do want to touch base on this a little bit just because you brought it up, and I think it's a cool concept, but where do you see AEO going in the future as far as, I mean, marketing in general? Let's not even just focus on digital marketing. Marketing in general is going to be changed dramatically.
It already is. It already is.
Right. So how do you feel that impact, and what advice would you give to people who are maybe not even, maybe going, oh, well, okay, what does AEO even mean?
I mean, from a business perspective, it's never been more important to build a personal brand. It's never been more important. What's going to be interesting with AEO and what's happening with AI is websites are going to be perfect in 3 years. Perfect. Right now, you can go on websites and be like, wow, that's a really shitty website and that's a really good website. Websites are going to be perfect because you're going to spin up websites so quickly with AI, telling it exactly what you want. For someone like me, when it comes to AEO, what's most important is what you do off a website now and not on a website. So there's something called on-page SEO and off-page SEO. So some things that are really important right now is like press releases, getting on press releases as in like the Atlanta newspaper's online website or your local Atlanta blog, we'll use as an example, your local mommy blogs of Atlanta or something like that. And being listed on directories, you need to be listed everywhere as in like Angie's Leads, Yelp, Foursquare. There's a million different directories. And then you need to build content answering AEO questions. So like people now search differently. They're like, I'm looking for an affordable plumber in Boca Raton, Florida. You got to put that in your FAQ section of your website. I'm probably getting really granular right now.
I like it.
But there's a lot of different changes now that you have to do. It's more of just like answering a lot of questions on your website where people ask. And the best way to find those questions is actually going on Google, searching up plumber Boca Raton, scrolling to the bottom. Google will actually feed you frequently asked questions on the bottom of the page. You then take those frequently asked questions, you build content around them, and then you answer those questions on your website.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until you just said it. But there is a nuanced way in which I do communicate when I want a question answered with ChatGPT or Claude or just AI in general versus Google. It feels like Google, I start with a smaller base and then add on more if I don't get what I want because it just clouds it, versus Claude, I give it way more. Like, you know what I mean?
It's called the long tail keyword.
Right.
So
and
long tail keywords are way more
Claude.
important. Yep, me too. I'm the same way. And I'll use something called whisper flow.
Me
so like
too.
I'll use whisper
I have it
flow.
on my phone. I have it on my computer now.
I'll prompt Claude like a crazy prompt with whisper flow. It'll be like 3 paragraphs, and then it just spits out a huge prompt back to you.
Right. And so they should start to think about like, how would this question be asked if I was asking it to ChatGPT, and start incorporating those answers, those questions inside of their websites and even their pages, asking those questions again on their own page so that the website engines, when they're showing up, can show, hey, there's a Facebook post, there's an Instagram. Because I have had that when I've looked up something and it's like, hey, we didn't find this, but we did see a source with this person, and they linked me to their LinkedIn, and I went in, and sure enough, he was selling exactly what I was looking for, and he was the only person. I just didn't know he was the only person that sold.
Omni-channel marketing has never been more important.
Right. Man. See, just talking to you makes me realize like how underutilizing I am of all of my social media.
So many, social medias, and so many people are, dude. You have no idea. Like, so many people are. I was just introduced to this Twitter world, and like, it's been the best thing ever because there's a lot of high level people on Twitter. People think LinkedIn's the place to hang out. The shit you can learn on Twitter is unreal, dude. Unreal.
Does in the early stages, right? Because people tend to overthink it. Is the type of content that important, or just the consistency, right? Is it more important that you're like
consistency
hey,
and the type of content? Because anyone could post all day,
Right.
It's about value. Like I said earlier, jab, right hook. Value, ask for the sell, Do
you
two value
that
posts
all on one, or do value, ask for it? Like on different.
It depends. Days? It depends, honestly. I'm all over the place.
I like that better.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Like building a personal brand is super important today. So like yesterday I smoked corned beef, like, and like I was telling Twitter, like I was posting pictures of me smoking corned beef, or like me and my wife get steak every Friday, and I'll post like steak Fridays on Twitter, and people just know me from Twitter. They'll start following me for posting steak, and then they'll see I do local SEO, and down the line in the funnel, they'll buy, So like a lot of like
That's awesome.
a lot of stuff like that, you know, it's about nurturing your clients, nurturing your people. So like if you own a HVAC company, if you reshare this post in 20 groups, you like, comment, and share it, I'll give you a Yeti or something, you know, a free cooler or a free Blackstone grill. Those are little things you can do like that.
Well,
One
that's
of my
worth it.
clients gave away a gun. One of my clients gave away a gun, dude. Like he did like a gun. I was like, what the? I couldn't believe it. But like,
I bet he got a bunch of people.
he got a bunch of people. He got a bunch of people. He told me he
Oh,
landed 3 jobs off it. And I was like, what?
that's worth it. Then the referrals that could come from that, that's smart. I like that. Okay, so yeah, so it is better to just, hey, listen, just go out there, provide value, throw in. It doesn't matter if you're, overdoing it too much now or later. It's just as long as you're providing value in each post, you can ask for, you can not, but you'll learn over time as long as you're doing it consistently and providing value of what you need to do. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I like that. See, it's one of those things like, I guess I get so in tuned with the newer guys. I feel like they need so much more help that sometimes I forget about that there's a lot of people who have made it and don't know where they are. So what about the people that are doing 2 million, 5 million, 10 million? A lot of those people are in the same boat where they're kind of stagnant. They may even I've met a lot of people who are check to check even still and making that kind of money. What would be some things that you would recommend for people who are already big, maybe have the marketing, but they don't have content? They just been pumping money into ads every day, haven't built the following because they don't want to be the face.
It's a tough position, dude. It's a tough position. I don't even have an answer for that because it's such a tough position. Like for me, what's crazy is like we were doing 500, 600K a month and I was still taking every sales call, you know?
Right.
Like not people would tell me I'm crazy. That's not scalable, but it was extremely scalable. You know, now we're doing $1 million a month and like, I don't take any sales calls because I've delegated myself out of that. But it's a tough question because if you don't want to be the face, it's tough, you know, like you got to keep spending on ads and which sucks. For us, we started doing ads after we mastered organic. It's still a whole different ballgame, you know, like closing an organic sale versus a paid ad sale is just it's a whole different ballgame, you know. An organic sale, they're ready to give you the credit card right now. A paid ad sale, you might have to do 2-3 calls, show a ton of testimonials, case studies, contact them with people. It's a whole different job, you know?
Yeah.
But you just have to start. That's where most people screw up, you know? It's like, they're like, I wish I would have started 3 years ago, but it's like, dude, you can still start now because if you can master paid, if you get the organic running, you'll like it way better.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna stop right there because you see, I love just like picking your brain and pouring out to it. But it is one of those things where I feel like we should do this again going into the new year and just be like, hey, what tactics should people be starting to implement?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's changing so quickly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just getting that kind of, hey, end of the year where you probably fell behind on if you aren't already doing it for the year and going into 2027. It sounds weird saying 2027 out loud. So we've come so far from COVID, which that year felt like it was the longest year ever. But anyways, we're in 2027. I think we could do that again. But just to kind of change it a little bit, you seem like a very, very passionate person about your business and helping people, right? It does seem like you go out of your way of helping people, especially with the part about communication, making sure people have daily or by, every other day, or even at least getting some communication throughout the week all the time so that they have that. But what are you like outside of it? You talked about the steak. I'm a very, very big steak connoisseur. I cook steaks all the time.
Me too.
I'm like, man, me and you should get together and hang out and make some steaks.
It's bad.
Yeah, me, that's how I bag the missus, right? Just for my good steaks. But like, go tapping into that. What is your life like outside of it? Like, your family, what are other things that you do to unwind, like that work-life balance?
It's tough, I'm working all the time. I just love the game. I'm just like a man of the player of the game. On Saturdays, I try to do nothing. On Saturdays, I usually just try to cook something crazy. I'm honestly like smoke something or cook something crazy.
Nice.
On Fridays, I just go out to dinner with my wife, but Saturdays, I just try to chill, do nothing. Sundays, I go to Pilates with my wife, believe it or not. I walk a lot, listen to a lot of podcasts, tweet, but like right now, my life is just work, I plan to have a family in the future. I've only been married for like 6 months now, give or take. Nice. But once that happens, everything will change, and I have a family and everything. But like right now, it's just work, work, work. A lot of walks, nothing really. I go to the gym every morning. Eat the same breakfast every day. I'm pretty much robotic right now at this point. Was learning, I'm all about learning right now.
Yeah. What is your favorite cut of steak?
It used to be a ribeye, but I'm big fan of New York strip right now. It was a ribeye, but I was like, it's too fatty, you know, and I'm trying to cut weight. New York strip is
Mm.
usually my go-to, grass-fed New York strip. I'm really good friends with my butcher. They love me there. I probably spend too much money. Bone-in ribeye, if like any steak, bone-in ribeye. I'll even smoke a bone-in ribeye and I'll sear it right after, reverse sear. But
Yeah, I
that's
find
my
it's just
favorite.
like for me, it's like the ribeye is like cast iron. I can put it in there, but that way it could sear the fat a lot better. And then
Yeah.
everything else on the grill, right?
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
else.
Yeah, I cook a lot in the Blackstone, dude. Big fan of the Blackstone. I love cooking on the Blackstone, the flat top grill. And then, yeah, that's usually my go-to.
I'm gonna ask you off of here what you use as far as smoking. I want a smoker so bad. I want a smoker. I want a little pizza maker.
I
I
use a
want.
Weber. I have a pizza maker too. I have it all, dude. I can go on for fucking
Do you
days.
like me, dude? That's what I
Yeah,
want.
I have it all.
Man, I can't wait to get my dream home, bro.
Yeah, I have a Weber smoker, where it's like a real smoker, dude. You get charcoal, you light that shit up, like it's a real smoker. It's not like one of those pellet ones. You press a button and it starts smoking. So it really feels like you're cooking, you know? You got to control the temperature with the heat gauges and
Yeah.
shit. It's crazy. Yeah, we're like yesterday, there's corned beef because of St. Patty's Day or whatever. So I'm gonna make Rubens tonight, you know? And like I just smoked corned beef for 8 hours yesterday, like for fun. And
Nice.
played Madden in between.
Gamer, nice. I'm a gamer
Yep.
too. I play like FIFA, the soccer
Yeah,
with
yeah,
my cousins and family, and then I
yeah.
play other like RPG games when I'm by myself. But is that what you like to do, or is like cooking or other things? Is that what you like to do
Cooking, I play
when
Madden
people's
just to
house?
like get my head off work, but I'm always locked into the computers and shit. It's really bad.
Yeah.
I'm a total iPad baby, as people would say today.
And how do you handle like a lot of challenges do come into business, just in general, right? Businesses are all about challenges and kind of getting over them. And one problem that I'll say this, you know, while we're having this candid discussion, I do sometimes have a problem with separating it. And thankfully, I don't have kids either right now. So the missus is very good about just letting me rant and then I'm off it. But when businesses have their ebbs and flows, sometimes that can spill over. How do you kind of handle the rough times and being able to still keep that away from home, so to speak?
Like
Or
the
not
other week,
press
I was
you?
having a bad day last Wednesday for no freaking reason, dude. Like I can't even tell you why I was having a bad day. And like I left and just played tennis with one of my employees for like 3 hours just to get away from it. And I felt better after. But even on the way to tennis, he's like, bro, what the fuck? You're so stressed out. Like, what's going on? It's tough. I'm lucky. Like my wife's been with me since I was like 18 or 19, where like she's seen it from the bottom, you know, she's seen me have the garbage business. And then she saw me into this business and she doesn't need to work. She doesn't work, does whatever she wants pretty much. So like that's important to it too.
Yeah,
And we're like, she's very understanding. And if like I texted right now, make me an espresso, like she'll come up here with an espresso in 5 minutes. So she's with it, you know, she's with the game, she's with the importance. And that's what's most important for any entrepreneur is like, if you don't have a supporting wife on your journey, like you're fucked, bro, you know? And I would
yeah,
say that like candidly, like you're just,
for real.
it's going to
You're
be way
right.
harder.
No.
It's going to be way harder to scale, you know, because if anything, like your dreams are the most important thing in your life, you know, like you can't have someone else let you hold you back from your dreams in anything. Like it's your life. You only get one chance at it. You need to make the best out of it.
Yeah. And if you don't have a partner, find somebody that you can support because it is, right? And I do get that from my partner, right? She is amazing with, I am my own worst critic and I come from the
Me too.
imposter syndrome all the time. And then she'll look at me and be like, do you remember when we were eating ramen noodles for like months and just like, you know, and now you're over here bragging with your, you know, your podcast person about steaks. Like, where have we been and where have we come? And sometimes it is that reminder of, okay, as long as I keep doing what I need to do, we'll get better and better. This is just a but that is tough. And having, like you said, having that support system that can be like, hey,
Because you
this
you
is
hold
what
yourself to the highest level of accountability, you know, you hold yourself to your highest accountability and you want to do the best for yourself and your family. So it's like, I put so much pressure on myself. Like I'm sure
me
you do
too.
too. Like, because you only get one shot at this, you know, literally that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I put so much pressure. And she's like, yo, relax. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any slip up, anything that happens, I
Dude,
feel
there's
like,
times
oh,
it's like we're out
sorry.
to dinner on a Friday night getting steak and like I can't even fucking talk. And like we probably had a great week. We probably added $100,000 in revenue the week and I'm still like,
But that
fuck, we could have
one
got
thing,
yeah, we could have got 125, like shit, like, you know, so it's little things like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like the best entrepreneurs and business owners, like they are all like that, you know, you got to be
yeah.
sick in the head. You got to be obsessive or you're not going to make it.
Right.
So
You
competitive.
got to kind of be to give up the 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9, right? We wake up earlier than most people, work later than most people. We're thinking about it even on vacation because it could go with us versus others.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to dial it back and tone it out. And that's one thing I'm looking forward to is the next vacation where I force myself to disconnect completely because I'll just take one call. What's the problem? I'll just answer this one thing that's the problem. And I just really need to check out completely.
Me
No
too.
checking the phone. No, real quick with the Slack messages, just completely down.
Yeah. No, me too. Like I just did that like in Vegas the other day. I went hiking and just went hiking in Vegas, no phone for the day. And it was amazing. Me, my business partner, and like our right hand man. And it was amazing to do that. And the business was running fine, It's
Yeah,
like, but like right now it's Monday at 9 a.m. Like my phone's on do not disturb. I know once I get off this with you, it's war.
same.
It's fucking war. Yeah.
Same. I have mine and I have to force, like, I literally, people always ask me, like, why do you face your phone down? If I don't, even if it's off, I'll see it light and I'll look over it
Yeah.
and that name could change
My
the
phone's
entire
down on do not disturb with this water bottle on top of it,
just to make
just
sure.
to make, just to,
That is good, man. Oh, man. Oh, I appreciate this, Go. This is awesome. I see, like, we got a chance to talk about a little bit of everything, not only where you go. You gave a lot of great advice for people who are just starting season content, ads, SEO, so many different things. But then to bring that all together and see that you're just somebody cool that I even want to come hang out with, right? And I definitely want to come chill with you, and let's make some steaks together. But it just goes to show that, like, we are average, ordinary people doing extraordinary things just because we work at it every day. I'm getting 1% better, but anybody else could do it too if they put in the same work and consistency. It's just got to do it, right? Get away from the
yeah,
shiny
just have to
object.
get up and do it.
Right. You're trying to figure out every niche and you want to figure out every other thing. And you spent the last 2 years planning, but never started. So it's time to get going. But I appreciate this podcast. I definitely do think we should do like an end of the year. What
Of
call
course.
like what should we do in 2027? And I think we should
Yeah.
do that one live, right? I think we should do that one live. We'll be posting this later. I know everyone will be seeing this later, but we should do that one live. I think letting people ask their own questions live would be awesome. When it comes to this and kind of prepping for it. But I appreciate this entire call. If you guys don't want to, you should transcribe this. I'm going to transcribe this. I'm going to upload this. When we talk about AI, that's one of the beautiful things. Upload this, take the nuggets, take the goodies, format them out, and then give me a game plan on how I can implement. That's, just to give you an idea of how you can leverage it and you can get all of the strategies added. And then next thing you know, you have a content calendar packed with value that you can do. Right. It's going to take a little bit to get your AI to learn you, your style, your methods, but this is a great place to start right now is just transcribing here. So any last words for anybody? Oh, and if anybody wants to get in touch with you, if they want to learn more about you, or if there's businesses out there who are like, man, he's talking that good stuff and I need him for my SEO locally, how can they reach out to you?
Best way to find me is on Twitter. My name's at iRentDumpsters on Twitter. My LinkedIn is Bodhi Gallo. And then my Instagram is Bodhi Gallo. But best place to find me is Twitter. That's where I drop the most value. I'm probably on it 6 hours a day at iRentDumpsters.
Cool. And if you start to find a little random profile that's like, man, a lot of my posts sounded look just like his, you'll know it's me. Just post and going, right, I need to step my game up.
Awesome. Yeah, you should. You should. I know someone that's killing it in your space on there, so you should.
Awesome, man. Dude, thank you
Thank you
again
for having me
so
on.
much. I have implementable tasks. I know other people get 5 things that they implement. This has been amazing. But I appreciate this entire time you've been with me.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on. It was good.